This is one of the biggest commercial installations we have ever done. And I'm going to tell you everything that happened on this mental 7-day project. This is Hednesford Town Football Club, and it's got a new owner, Craig, who's spending so much money here, taking it to the next level. This install was crazy. We had so many things go right, but we also had so many things go wrong.
But these are in the wrong place, unfortunately.
We had a new mounting system, and we've got this battery, which is the first one in Europe. And to get it done, we had to bring out the best people, the best installers, and we even brought someone from head office.
But that's not his job. His job is to manage the office, not to flooze around looking at solar systems.
In this series, we're going to get you up close and personal and show you exactly what it takes to install a job like this. And you're going to step into the shoes of some of our expert Heatable installers.
Sounds like, do you want? No. You've got the instructions.
So before we show you everything about what happened on this job, the reason we were all so anxious was that we'd made a massive error with the cost of the battery. Now typically we get a quote for a battery, but what I hadn't realised in this case, with commercial systems, there's a whole host of other components that you need to buy that I'd missed, and we found out how much they were from the supplier. I brought a fortune cookie. I've not had one of these before. What do you do? Oh God. Hard times come.
Right, 6 grand.
Yeah.
4 grand, or 4 grand, and then a grand spare. What are you laughing at?
15 grand. I had a fortune cookie as well.
Yep. Yep, you're mate, says it there too.
Whilst that was a savage assessment, he is absolutely spot on. Everything moving forward had to go smoothly with this job to keep it in budget. So what actually is this job? Well, we've got 227 REA Fusion 2 panels on that roof, and we've also got a brand new battery here in the UK. This is the Alpha ESS H50. Now this is 50 kilowatts, it's got a built-in hybrid inverter, and it's got 96 kilowatt hours of storage. It's heated, it's cool, and it's brand new to the market. Let's go and check it all out.
227 panels.
Oh, we're gonna get it done.
10 strings.
11.
So day one on a project like this is understanding the layout of the job. We need to work out the location of the battery, cable route, where we're going to run those DC cables, and just get a real handle on it before we dive in and start fixing anything to the roof. Your mains in there. Thank you. So this cupboard here is where all of the electrics come into the building. Now this is a pretty tight space, and we've got to find enough room to site our subboard and any of those electrical components. But there's no spares, is there?
No.
That green unit will be back to back with this, won't it? Shall we look in there?
Yeah, see if the keys are there, bro. You got an out. Nice.
How are we doing so far?
Good, I think so. We were hoping not to put a subboard on, but we're going to have to put one on.
Where will that go?
It's just further into the red.
How long could you stay in this box for?
Where would you come off on
If we paid you £5 grand.
£5 grand a week. How long? All the supplies you want. And we'd run your Wi-Fi.
I'm sold. Mums. What about you, Ben? How long could you stay in there if we paid you?
Paid me?
Yeah.
£5 grand a week, all your supplies.
How much money have we got left after this job? That's how much. That's how much I'll stay in there for.
The Screwfix, please sponsor us. You got the bank?
How you feeling?
Tired. Work's due on Saturday night, so I'm still a bit hungover. All right, to be honest. It's just, this is the worst bit because it's laying out the roof.
once you get into a rhythm, it all starts to sort of pick up pace, but it's like tiling. So we're getting the layout, we've got string lines across the roof. This is a brand new roof as well, so the guys who fitted the roof are fitting the K2 mounting system, just because obviously we don't want to start making holes in a roof that A, is brand new, and B, that they've just fitted in case it leaks. You don't want any arguments about who's caused the leak. So this is the actual array now. So it basically consists of like a block. The reason we've done it in block is so you can service and maintain the panels. So when it comes to cleaning, when it comes sort of like if you get any faulty panels, and essentially that is it there. So we are currently where my finger is. So we've got this initial row here, this row, and then you've got 4 blocks there, 4 smaller blocks, and then 4 larger blocks at the top. And right now, stage 1 is getting these brackets down, and we're starting at the bottom of the roof. So we've measured it about 5 times, because what we were paranoid about was starting at the bottom and not having enough room and running out of space, but we've been over it 4 or 5 times. We have got a design. K2, they do you a step-by-step guide. So you start with array 1, this is where we're starting here. It'll give you all the measurements, where your brackets are going to go, the distance from the edges of the roofs, and then you work through module 2, well array 2 rather, and you can see there, that's where you're placing all your brackets, and you basically just work through. So they'll give you the exact plotted locations of each fixing. Where you would get away with this a little bit on a standard system is when you're using rail, you've got lots of space to move panels around. If you're slightly out, you can cover it with a panel. Here, those brackets, these multi-rail, they're only 10 centimeters. How many is it going to be? There's going to be maybe 1,000 brackets. We can't have a single one out by more than 2 or 3 mil. So in about 5 hours, we'll know whether we got it right or not.
5 hours was pretty optimistic, especially as with this job, the client had specified that we use the roofers who installed the roof to install the PV brackets. So to make sure we get them on that tolerance, we're using this, which is a string line. So it's a super old-fashioned way of doing it, but it works every single time. And that runs all the way down that roof. It's about 30 meters. And then we've got these brackets here. So these are the K2 fixing bracket. So it has like this EPDM sort of foam gasket on the back. It's just going to be 2 tech screws going in, and you can see we're just starting to sort of mark everything up, and we've marked on each of these brackets where we want the string line to line, and then it's just 2 tech screws in holding it down, and that is what's going to take the end clamp for the panel. On the midsection, it has to be absolutely in the middle. Because it's only 10 centimeters, you've only got a really short amount of space to get that bracket on. So we've got the string line in the center. On the bottom one, on the top one, we've brought it down just a little bit to give us a bit more play for the bracket, so we can move the array around if we need to keep it nice and plumb. I'm gonna get off this roof because it's really windy and it's horrible. What's nice about this job is it's a brand new roof, which means you don't have all the stresses of having like a really old leaky roof or it's in like really poor condition. We've not used this K2 system before though. So that's the sort of bit that they're obviously looking for some guidance from us about, like, hey, how does it work? Where does this go? How does that go? And I'm just sort of blagging it at the moment because I don't quite know. But we've ran K2, we've got a technical guy there, he's talking us through some stuff and we're feeling confident again. One panel, one module affects the whole array. So all the time now it's just about setting out and it's doing it section by section. What's quite good on that graph, like I was saying a minute ago, because it does it in sections for you. You're not sort of trying to tackle the whole thing at once, you're doing little sections at a time. So once this first one's on, the only thing we didn't do is bring a panel. So it would have been quite nice if you brought a panel today, because we could have got one on just so we can see where it's landing and where it's sitting. Welcome to my office. I looked a bit concerned then on the roof, and now I feel loads better, but I didn't want to give the game away on camera. Don't know if you can see this here, but I was concerned that because of the centres of those roofing panels, that the brackets weren't equal, and they were supposed to be equal, and I've just wasted 2.5 hours laying it all out. But then I looked at the drawing and they're offset on here, look. So that one's 1 in and that one's 2 in. So it's great, it's all worked out.
expert planning from our end. This is going to go great. Stop worrying. We spent too long for this to not all go to plan, so everything will be okay.
I was putting on such a brave face. I was like,
Yeah, lads, this looks smashing. This.
yeah, and I was looking at it thinking, I've just told them to screw them all in. Oh, right, come on. Let's go and get a coffee. I'm freezing. On your battery on this, it's got a 50 kilowatt DC inverter on the right hand side of it.
Yeah.
And then the balance of it's going into that Solace.
Solace are alright.
It is. There's nothing worse than cheap inverters.
The only other one that you could have went is Solar Edge.
I know, but then we'd have to, because the rest of it's not optimised. So we'd have one.
You don't have to optimise.
You don't have to optimise it, do you? No. But I mean, at that level,
Yeah,
You would.
Yeah,
this,
exactly.
and this is more. Yeah, it's straightforward. These.
Come on, let me see that smile. There it is. You
There
see that?
it is,
Let me show you
good
that on
boy.
the camera.
Go on, go on. That is a lovely smile from a lovely old boy.
Old? You say that?
No, like old boy, like old mate.
Young and trim, this gentleman. Young and trim. Have you seen the size of these? Go bring you some food back.
I need somewhere warm though. Can we do quick team meeting somewhere?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you want me to show you?
There you go. Show that to the camera.
How much that's cost
Just
us?
that, yeah. That's. We're not going to say how much it
For
is.
some solar panels. That's what we've been charged to get them from A to B.
Christ alive.
That's what causes me depression.
Yeah.
Wait, so that's not the cost of the panel. That's the delivery.
Yeah, actually, the way I said it to them on the phone was, please don't anal me. That's the way I said it to them. £300 delivery.
And have they analled you?
Yeah.
Whilst the rest of the guys were discussing gherkins, I was trying to work out how we were going to do this connection back to the property's power supply, because we sort of were thrown this curveball. We weren't expecting to have the client install a brand new connection to this site, and it's changed how we're going to do it, but we're problem solvers and there's always a way.
Right. So because they're upgrading that supply, rather than coming off the main service head, what we're going to do is come out of this switchgear here. Now the actual boards are full, so there is no more space, and it's really old stuff. We don't really want to touch it. So they've had some new demountable buildings put on for a fan shop, and they've come out the side of this buzz bar and they've put this switched isolator on. We're going to do the same, but obviously we're going to have to fuse down because it's 400 amp. So we need to work out what we need. We're going to go for one of these, fuse it down, and then you can't really see this, but the back to back of this wall here is where the battery and the inverter will go. And we only need 3 breakers really. We need one for the battery, we need one for the Solace inverter, and we need one for the DTSU, which is a 3-phase metering system. We might need one for the Solace actually inverter, maybe we need 4. We'll double check. So all our kit will go in here, which means it's all brand new and it's separate from anything that's pre-existing. We're not doing backup on this. This Alpha H50 has full building backup, but we've spoken to the client about it. He's not that fussed about it. It's extra cost, so we've just said we'll keep it on a non-backup side and keep it nice and simple. So it's sort of working out really well, this. Everything is lined up. We did come to this site about 6 months ago. We did a survey, and then it was a long time since we got the grid approval. So we're just sort of refreshing ourselves, but it's worked out really well because we've got PV dropping down on that side of that wall, battery back to back with this, inverter back to back. Nice and straightforward.
How are you, mate? Fantastic,
Nice to see you. Hello, my darling. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Oh,
Cute, isn't it?
heartwarming.
Right, so the main man himself has arrived, and now we've worked out where everything's gonna go. It's time to get on getting this hardware fixed to the walls. And this is where this guy's gonna come in and turn our fortunes. What can we get done today then? So tray down that wall?
Tray, yeah.
And then no tray on the roof though. Depending where they get up to really.
Yeah.
He's
But
gonna be done by, I would say, midday tomorrow.
Okay, that's fine.
Is he happy for us to fix the tray, or does he want us?
He said he's happy, but obviously I don't want to just crack on.
Yeah,
That's their roofer guys. I don't know who their boss is.
okay. We'll have to just check as well that
Yeah.
them gaskets go on. And then, that's all he cares about. is
They'll
the
be
brand new-
fine. No, just sit on the...
Pretty cool, them, aren't they?
These are little washers that we put underneath the tray on the roof just for water protection.
Oh yeah.
We put them under the tray, another washer on top, metal washer on top of that, and then tech screw through. just to keep it nice and watertight.
Before Jez makes the magic happen, we've just realised something more important.
You've got a love bite on your neck?
No.
Yes.
Saturday night at 11:30 now, innit?
On the side?
Oh,
There?
Yeah.
You got eczema, it's not
it could be eczema.
Help me out here. I don't. For the record, I don't.
No?
Right.
Whilst Jez was cracking on with that hardware, the actual owners of the club turned up to site and we had a good chat about the project, but they were also keen to show us some of the other investment that's going into Hednesford Town Football Club, because since they've acquired it, they've spent an awful lot of money upgrading every element of this stadium. And like you can see here with the changing rooms, they've gone through, they've refit them all. It looks like something from the Premier League. They've got new showers, plunge pools, and they've even put a gym in for the players.
What do people think when they come now, all the fans and stuff now, and they're like, what's going on at this? They'll think it's like Russian owners or something, won't they?
So from where they are now to where they want to be, they're definitely spending the money to get there.
Around what's already there. So if we're going to bring the trays to cover that tube, so I just don't want to be in the way. You're just going to build. Yeah.
Is his mic connected?
No, yeah. But we also got
nothing left. What? I've got nothing left.
A part of this project was getting all of those cables in something called containment or tray work. Now, this is when you run these DC cables off the roof, down the wall, and they're gonna head to our inverters. But we don't just fix tray to the wall, we have to stand it off with something called unistrut. So to make unistrut, we have to cut it down into these sort of preset lengths, and I decided to take it upon myself to show everyone how good I was at cutting unistrut.
So you just saw my excellent cutting skills, and what we're actually doing is chopping down this unistrut. So we've had to chop these up. I did the best cut, which is that one there, which is why it's perfectly square. Put some galvanised spray on it, because obviously you're cutting through the galvanised finish, and that means it's going to rust if you don't spray it, so we've done that. Tray's going to drop down that corner across into our battery and Solis inverter. So that's what you put on it, galvanised spray. Right, okay, so it's coming to the end of day one. We have got 2/3 of the roof on. We're going to fit an electrical tray underneath every single array. So what you don't want is DC cables banging against the roof or any MC4s sort of coming in contact the roof surface. So with a normal system, it wouldn't be an issue because you'd have a rail going across the array, and what the rail would do is allow you to secure your cables. On this system, K2 have provided us with a little cable tie clamp, and it sits on the end of the panel and it will secure that DC cable. K2 have been brilliant, their technical support line, double checking, you can ring as much as you want, and they've been super helpful. And the roofers have had no problems at all, so pending tomorrow goes well, the real test then will be when we start putting panels on. So that is the end of day one. It's time to say goodbye to the guys, head back home. I want to get up nice and early to start all over again tomorrow. So Friday then, you reckon you will have cables down, panels on, and most there, and he's got Monday, Tuesday provisional for commissioning. So I'll push him to Tuesday.
Push him to Tuesday, because then I can be a Monday. I can liven it all up. Yeah.
Cool.
This one. No problems.
I'll see you when I see you.
It's really good.
Wednesday.
And the good news is that absolutely nothing else was going to go wrong on this job.
Where's the roofer guys? You got on?
Look at him there, my little Sasquatch trying to figure out what on earth's going on.
Oh, not the van, no, get out of here, you can't record this bit.
They don't film yet because I've off the usual.
what's happened then? We've locked ourselves out.
That's pretty cool though. On a.
Yep, that's less relevant right now.